Hello everyone, my name is Aman Sharma, and in this quick tip tutorial we are actually going to see how we can enable the new SQL Developer Web in order to manage the Oracle database in the Oracle Public Cloud. In the earlier versions we had the capability to manage the databases and the compute node with the help of a tool called DBAS Monitor. The DBAS Monitor is now replaced with the new SQL Developer Web, which is a browser-based interface of SQL Developer, and SQL Developer Web provides subset of the features which are available in its desktop version. The main features of the SQL Developer Web are it can actually run the SQL statements, it allows the DBAs to monitor and manage the databases, and it also provides the DBAs to do the real-time SQL monitoring in the system. The SQL Developer Web, in order to be used in the Oracle Public Cloud, needs that a user schema has to be authenticated or configured with the SQL Developer Web. In order to do that, there are certain steps which are basically going to be required, and those steps are what we're going to see over here. The very first thing which you need to do actually is you need to connect as the OPC user to your compute node. We already have discussed this particular accessibility in another tutorial where we have demonstrated the use of tunneling with the SSH in order to connect to the compute node's interface. Once you have connected as the OPC user, the next step is to be the root user in the command shell. Now we are already in the command shell for the root user. The first step is to make a file which is going to contain the password of the user, which is going to be authenticated for the SQL Developer Web. So we are making the file. The next step is to change the permissions for this file. And now we need to enter in this file the password of the user whose schema we are going to authenticate for the SQL Developer Web. The password is already entered by us in the file. Once this step is complete, the next step is to use the ORDS assistant in order to use the configuration for SQL Developer Web. So we now enter into the ORDS assistant folder, and in this particular folder we need to run the command which is actually going to enable the SQL Developer Web for the particular user in the database. The command is actually going to need the options which are going to be mentioned here, and you can actually see that we are telling in the ORDS actions that the schema has to be enabled. The schema that we are enabling right now is the system, and this particular schema is now enabled in the database. Once this step is complete, the next step is to be using this particular schema in order to authenticate, or you can say use the user in the system. So we are going to use the URL which is going to be constituting of the public IP address of the compute node VM /ORDS / the username of the user, and then _STW. It may actually prompt that the user system is not having the secure connection. Once the login page is going to be visible, we are going to enter the username which we have authenticated along with the password that we had used while creating this database deployment. The username has to be entered in capital, the password, if everything is going to be correct, you should be able to see the new SQL Developer Web interface for the management of the databases in the Oracle Public Cloud. Hope this tutorial helps. Thanks a lot for watching. We will see you in the next tutorial.